Nate, if there's no update, I completely understand it. As we are just starting this thing, one thing that's very interesting to me about this story is it's not like the NFL voices have really started talking about this yet.
Correct.
The only thing we have right now is one Instagram post. It's not like we have additional information from you. We don't have additional information from Ian Rappaport or Adam Schefter, which you would assume comes from either Rashee Rice's agent or the team.
Yep.
Right now, as we are sitting here, 72 hours after this was just loaded onto the internet,
Correct.
there really is no development. There's no anything in this. So, at least for me, and I imagine you're taking the same stance, I'm kind of taking a wait and see approaches because now it wasn't the exact same, but Xavier Worthy was in a situation last year, and the situation just kind of went away. He agreed to give her a little bit of money. They released a joint statement that they were going to move in different directions, and the story just never came up again.
Right.
Like, this is not the first time that an athlete has been accused of this on social media. There is a little bit of kind of smoke around it, and then the story just kind of goes away. I don't really know what to make of it with just the amount of information we have right now.
Well, there's not a lot of levers, legally, unless this woman comes forward. And what I mean by that is law enforcement, whether you would want to file a police report or restraining order, there's really no record of Rashee Rice being accused on paper. All we have, as you said earlier, is this Instagram post, which is still up. So it's been on Instagram for basically 48 hours, because I think it was posted like around mid-afternoon on Wednesday. We've done some reporting. We're continuing to do reporting here at ESPN. The NFL is conducting its own investigation, but I'm not sure they've actually talked to the woman who has made these accusations in regards to Rashee Rice. I think from a legal standpoint, we have to acknowledge that she doesn't name Rashee Rice in the Instagram post.
It's just assumed who it is.
But you can surmise,
for sure,
because they have children together, as I said in the earlier clip this week, that she is accusing him, which is basically what we wrote on ESPN.com, I guess, Wednesday night. I have talked to people in and around Dallas. It's tricky because the NFL will say, okay, we would like for this to go through the legal process, right? If you're going to make allegations and claims, it's really not our jobs to figure out whether that's true or not. We would like the legal process to handle that. Law enforcement, its own investigation. We will conduct our own. Obviously, if people aren't aware, like the NFL tries to interview as many people as they can. Now, they can't subpoena people. They can't say, hey, you have to come talk to us. So she has not said anything public since this has come out. Rashee Rice's agents have not said anything. They have no comment. Basically, their comment is, we have no comment. The Chiefs have not really said anything since their own statement, which was Wednesday night. So, no, there's not a lot of new information, and I'm not sure when she's going to be making, a public statement, whether that's with someone who is representing her or whether that's going to be in the form of an actual, police document or actual report on paper. But if that hasn't happened yet, I do want to make it clear, like, let's say this mysteriously doesn't go anywhere, right?
But sorry to cut you off,
but
like, I'm not even really sure if it's that mysterious because, like, in the real world, how far does she want to take this? Is she willing to cooperate with the NFL in their investigation?
I don't know.
How much information is she willing to turn over to the National Football League? Like,
Correct.
They're not a law enforcement agency.
Correct.
So the NFL could reach out to this woman and say, we want to sit down and talk to you. And she could just say, no, I don't want to talk to you.
Right.
I did what I wanted to. I exposed this person on social media. Now the stain of what you are accused of is out there, and that's as far as I'm willing to take it. Like, so what I'm saying is, like, in this, I could see everything happening in which the Chiefs just move on from Rashee Rice and he is suspended by the league. I could see just nothing happening and this story never going anywhere.
Right.
It really depends on what she wants to do.
So, for context, if people haven't seen the Instagram post or they're just not aware, the mother of his two children with her has put 7 images or 7 slides, you could say, of physical abuse. And these are at different parts of the body, face, lips, forearms, legs, shoulder, chest it seems, as I said in the earlier clip, it just seems horrible. We can't confirm this. I have not confirmed this. I don't think anybody else has confirmed this. I don't know who she's talked to, Carrington, if she's talked to anybody, whether publicly or, again, from a law enforcement standpoint. The NFL could, I mean, it doesn't take much for the NFL to get to people based on my understanding. So she could have already said no. I don't know that for sure. It's just the way this usually goes is there's a paper trail. There is virtually no paper trail other than this, to your point. Like, hey, if this is the move you want to make and you want to expose this person for who they are, yeah, then it really does put the Chiefs in an unusual situation given his own track record and his past transgressions. I would just like for the NFL to do its best, just from a public standpoint. I would hope that, and this is a educated guess, but my hope is that somebody sees this and can at least alert Dallas PD so that she does have the chance to say something if she chooses and wants to. She should have the, if you're going to make this accusation on a social media website, I think based on these photos, based on talking to some people, this may have occurred in Dallas more so than Kansas. Or she references Kansas and she references Dallas, essentially. There's, as I said earlier, multiple photos. She says that this has gone on this jumped out to me, in a span of 8 years. So that would include NFL career and college career, or maybe as long as they've known each other, or the majority of how long they've known each other. If all that is the case, and this is serious allegations, clearly, you would like to see this be investigated. The other thing I will say, too, is on an image and optics standpoint, the NFL could just put him on the commissioner's list if they really wanted to.
For sure.
And that could remove the decision from the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, the Chiefs can make their own decision, whether we get to accurate information or not, or further information or not, who knows? But the NFL could make a decision if it really wanted to. And I know you guys have probably talked about this before, but they've made suspensions for violating the league's personal conduct policy without there being, some legal situation that has come to its conclusion, right? If it's handled, or if there's a plea deal or anything of that, like if there are no charges and there are no arrests, or there's no, significant punishment from a legal standpoint, the NFL has chosen in the past to still suspend players, again, based on the way it looks and the lack of information that they could either surmise or what law enforcement could do. And so they say, hey, just based on everything we can indicate and everything we can understand so far, you're going to get suspended.
Right now, we're talking to Nate Taylor. I'm trying to find the right way to word this with Rashee Rice. My biggest thing is, how sustainable is this from this model? I don't care what business you are in. It is a results-oriented, production-oriented business, right? Rashee Rice has been okay. He has not been a great.
I'd say he's a bit above okay, but we're in the same ballpark.
I'm saying, he's not Justin Jefferson. He's not Jamal. Like, we're not talking about.
Correct.
He is
star.
Not,
we're not talking about star player.
He's a good NFL player.
Yes.
For the last, I would say, 16 months, we have spent more time talking about Rashee Rice off the field than we have spent talking about him on the field.
Yep.
So my question is, regardless if this happened, didn't happen, I have absolutely no clue about it. But basically, since the Chiefs won the Super Bowl against Philadelphia, we have either been talking about Rashee Rice for being hurt or for something he has done off the field. It's going on 2 years now since this has been the case.
Yeah.
2 years.
And, it's from a football standpoint, it's unfortunate that he started after he served his 6-game suspension, he started his quote unquote truncated season really well. And then it obviously did not improve over the course of he didn't have a great December, right? I think his last, you could say, very good game was against Dallas on Thanksgiving. I mean, look, every NFL team has a lot of information on these players. They have to, make a judgment for themselves. And to your point, Carrington, we've talked about Rashee Rice in a negative context, or in a mysterious context, or in a non-football related incident
For a long period of time.
And again, these are judgments, right? We all get to make decisions in life. He made a course of very poor decisions, which he's acknowledged when it comes to the crash in North Dallas on Easter weekend, I believe, of 2024. Per my understanding, he's got still an entire civil lawsuits to take care of from a financial standpoint. Those have yet to be really, fulfilled in the manner that it was agreed upon between the victims and who represented Rashee and what Rashee agreed to.
You probably ain't got the money.
That is their argument. Yes.
Like, I are rich, but by the time taxes come, you got to take care of your people.
Yep,
you got to take care of your kids and everything else. And now you just got millions of dollars to give these other people. So I'm just going to guess like most people think athletes have at this level. Mahomes has a lot of money.
Correct.
I'm assuming the average person thinks that Rashee Rice has way more money than he actually has.
But in court, you agreed to something where you were going to pay someone a certain amount of time on a certain date.
And you haven't done it.
Correct. So there's both. I think that's where there's friction even when it comes to that situation. So, again, we don't know if any of this is true, right? This is an allegation of serious nature, and we know nothing else beyond that that we can say is pinpoint truthful. Again, reporting takes time on this. We will, when will we find out if she's willing to speak about this publicly, whether to law enforcement, interviews, the NFL, who knows? Like the Chiefs could, I'm assuming, reach out to her as well, or someone within her family, and they can choose. It's up to them whether they want to come more forward based on what she put out there. It's in all caps to start the post, domestic awareness warning. So if it's a warning, okay. I don't know what necessarily it completely means for Rashee Rice, but it's not. It's, again, from an optics standpoint, it's terrible. Because we all can surmise that. Logistically, she is accusing him of being a terrible partner in a span of 8 years. And I don't know if that's true or not, but that's the allegation that we're discussing.
Right now, we're talking to Nate Taylor of ESPN. Nate, let's change it just a little bit, but still one of the bigger stories with the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's say I give you $1 million right now if you get this correct. Who is the offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs week 1?
Oh, come on.
Week 1, $1 million on
I got to pick somebody right now?
Who's the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs week 1?
Okay, let's go through the process of elimination.
All right, we can do that. I'm happy to do that.
I think Mike McDaniel should probably be a head coach somewhere next year, right? It will. I don't think it'll be Matt Nagy. So we can remove those two off the rip. Haven't heard Mike Kafka's name much. So I'm going to take him out of discussion.
Interesting.
Right? Haven't heard his name.
I would have guessed that he was near the top of the list.
As surprising as it has been to me, no one has said, oh, yeah, Mike Kafka. Yeah, definitely discuss him. Like, no one's really put Mike Kafka and the Chiefs together. God, it's been 5 days since the season ended for both teams, Giants, Chiefs. So in the past week. Okay. Flip of a coin. I think there's more advantages to the second person I'm going to mention. If there are more openings after this wild card round, I'm sure you know which coaches we're discussing or who might be, on a hot seat based on how their team performs in the opening round of the playoffs.
I'm going to guess that one of these jobs is coming open. That's just what I'm going to guess. You and I both know we talk about copycat league from a positive standpoint.
Yes.
It's also a copycat league from, you see everybody else buying stuff. I got to buy stuff now. You see everybody else making changes. You now feel like you got to make a change. So one of these teams that ends up losing in the wild card round, one of these teams are firing their head coach for sure.
Eagles, Bills. These are all possibilities.
Or Tuesday, the number one story is not going to be the divisional round. It's going to be, I can't believe that the Packers job is open, 100%.
So if that happens and there are more available openings, Cliff Kingsbury might have a better chance of being a second-time head coach himself, which leads to probably, based on my estimation, the leader right now is Eric Bieniemy.
Interesting. Have you heard Nathan Schewhouse's name? Because I've seen his name pop up a lot.
No, haven't heard it.
Is that a good or a bad thing?
Well, think about it from this standpoint. Teams can make requests next week as well. So it's not necessarily a negative thing, but it's not. I mean, I'm just telling you, like, no, I haven't heard his name tied to the Chiefs at all. Those reports, I don't think there has been a report with him tied.
I haven't really tied to anybody. I just seen his name pop up a lot.
Yes, I know. Chiefs fans understand that he's coming from the McVay tree, which has been quite fruitful. I love like if someone was able to blend McVay and Andy's concepts, that would be awesome to see with a hopefully healthy Patrick Mahomes next season. But no, the Chiefs, if they wanted to, I mean, or any team for that matter, they could make a request next week, whether the Rams win or whether the Rams season is over. I think they'll win against the Carolina Panthers on Saturday, but I have not heard his name tied to the Chiefs.
Have you seen Brian Daboll's name pop up?
I know, not definitively. I know that's an interesting choice, right? Because he might not, this may sound puzzling to some people, but there's a chance that like Matt Nagy's a head coach next year and Brian Daboll isn't, right? So if that happens, then yeah, it would make Brian Daboll an interesting option for offensive coordinator right now. So
Brian Daboll to me just has like Ohio State offensive coordinator just written all over. We all know how this works. Like,
hey, he could go back to Alabama.
100%. Just you go to college, you ball out for a year, you kind of get those 1 or 2 years where you take a team to a playoff, and then you find yourself right back in the National Football League. Like he has high level college offensive coordinator written all over it.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I think it could be a good career move. We've seen people do that before. It's still murky, I guess would be the best way of saying it. Like the only thing that we are pretty much close to guaranteeing is that Matt Nagy will not be back next season, which means you will have an opening at the offensive coordinator position. It doesn't appear as of right now that Andy would promote from within his coaching staff.
When you say that Matt Nagy's not going to be back, do you think that's his decision or Andy's decision?
I think it's mutual. Like I think, what's the fair way I could say this? Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, but like Matt Nagy wants to be a head coach, so we can just say that. We know that to be true. He danced around the question for like a month towards the end of the season with the Chiefs were out of contention, but we know his intentions, right? Andy's going to promote Matt Nagy. He's going to be obviously a great reference point if an owner or if a general manager wants to reach out. Clearly, he's been tied to Mike Bergonzi since the moment Mike Bergonzi became in charge in Tennessee. And we had kind of known, I mean, in NFL circles, that he was going to be part of this regime change, in essence, in Tennessee. So that makes a lot of sense. He's got support from Brett Veach. We all know that. I just think in a similar, not identical, but in a similar way, like the Chiefs are more than comfortable promoting guys like they tried to do with Eric Bieniemy, like they did with Ryan Poles, Brent Tillis. The list is pretty extensive actually. Chris Ballard, I mean, it can go all the way back to, but Chris Ballard was like 2016, 2017, somewhere in there. So this is what Andy does. Andy's like, hey, come back home. You helped the team win a Super Bowl in 2022. They won another Super Bowl with you as the primary offensive coordinator after Eric Bieniemy left in 2023. You got back to the Super Bowl last year. It didn't work out this year for a variety of reasons, which we've all discussed. But this league is still offensive in mind, and this league is not, as much as people's own opinions are about Matt Nagy or other coaches, this league is not afraid to hire somebody a second time if they are, willing to express themselves in a way that they're going to change things, or they got, they've learned about themselves, because obviously running an NFL team for the first time is audacious to begin with, whether or not the team is good or not, or you have a quarterback or not. But yeah, I just think the Chiefs understand that, like, hey, he's a free agent. Like, we will do our best to help him. We think he's obviously talented. And if he gets an opportunity for a second chance at a head coaching job, like, we will celebrate and congratulate him.
Right now, we're joined in studio by Nate Taylor of ESPN. Why don't we do this? Let's step aside here, Rob. We're kind of in that weird, I know we're up against the break here. I want to ask you about Travis Kelce coming up on the other side. What do you think he potentially is going to do? Mm-hmm. I'm curious how you would kind of rank their offseason needs. The last time we're going to talk to you for a while, you're heading into this. This is what I think the Chiefs need to do heading into the offseason. They've got a couple, I think, obvious decisions.
Yep.
But I also think, like, this organization needs to do one thing that shocks us this offseason. They have to do one thing that I can't see coming. So I was a little bit disappointed when I asked you offensive coordinator, and it's like, well, Eric Bieniemy's coming back. Well, wait. That's not like I want them to be thinking new and fresh and different,
Mm-hmm.
and not just continuing to recycle the same names of people. So I'm curious to get your thoughts on that. We'll do